Continuing coverage of Hastings High School athletics. I'm Keith Fagan, and along with James Kennedy, we'll be bringing you all the action as your Hastings Yellow Jackets boys varsity gets set to take on the Tuckahoe Tigers in, again, what we've mentioned before, the mecca of Section 1 basketball, the Westchester County Center in White Plains, New York. Hastings comes into today's game with a sparkling, unblemished 21-0 record. Tuckahoe, on the other hand, comes in at 18-4. 2 of their 4 losses has been to this Hastings Yellow Jacket team, with their other 2 losses coming to Class A opponents. Head coach Chris Ward has his troops ready, as they've been having intense practices all week long leading up to tonight's ball game. James, they've played each other twice already. They know the ins and outs. Jamal Webb and George Scruggia play on the same summer league team. What are you looking for tonight?
Well, the Tuckahoe Tigers, when you think of Tuckahoe, you think of Jamal Webb, 24.4 points a game. He's being recruited by many Division I schools, but he does have a supporting cast, Keith. He's got Brandon Murray at 17.6 points a game, and perhaps the key to the game will be Mike Gates. He's 9.3 points per game. He's a sophomore. Hastings has to shut him down. Jamal Webb's going to get his points. Brandon Murray's going to get his points as well, but if Hastings can keep everyone in check, except those 2, they should have a very good shot of winning. They always say, the cliche stated, we said this in game 1, it's tough to beat a team 3 times, but Hastings is the more talented team, and they should be victorious if they play their game. Now, Keith, what are going to be some of the keys for Hastings in their 3rd matchup with Tuckahoe?
The thing that Hastings has to do is to try and weather the county center storm. What I mean by that is every single team that comes to play here, no matter how many times you come to play here, when you play in front of 3,000 fans, the first 2-3 minutes of the game are always nerve-wracking. It's always an intense atmosphere, and what they need to do is weather that storm. They need to come through and play their game. They have to play the game that they've been playing all year long. What is that? That's George Scruggia operating from the outside and the inside. It's Joe Flaherty picking up every loose ball and every rebound. Dan Blake bombing for 3 points from the outside. Jimmy Segru hitting the open 3, dribble penetration, kicking it to a cutting Chris Scruggia, or posting George Scruggia up and getting him the rock. Now, my key to today's ball game is Joe Flaherty. I feel if he comes to play and he is willing and ready to dominate the inside and take both Mike Gates at 6'3" and Ronnie Strand at 6'4" out of the rebounding game, Hastings wins this game going away. I think they win by double digits, and I think they win going away if Flaherty can out-rebound both Gates and Strand combined.
Well, it's certainly going to be a great matchup. Hastings handled Tuckahoe very well at their own gym, but basically a month later, they played again at Tuckahoe, and it was a much tightly contested game. What were some of the keys that brought Tuckahoe back into the game, Keith?
Number one, it was a small court. Tuckahoe plays in a bandbox. It's very tight, so a lot of the things that Hastings likes to do, full court pressure, half court traps, they weren't effective against Tuckahoe because basically once you get the ball across half court, you're in shooting range. So Hastings was not able to extend their defense the way they like to extend it. The other key was Brandon Murray. In the first game, early in the season, Murray had 5 points. He was basically shut down by the combination defensively of Jim Segru and Danny Blake. In the second game, he went off for 19. James, I was at that game. We announced it on HOH, and you loyal viewers that watch it all the time know Mr. Murray hit shots from, I think, from his house, from his living room. He hit them from everywhere. He had 6 guys on him, 7 guys on him. I think Coach Ward came and got a hand in his face one time, and Murray still drained him. He hit everything he took. If Murray has an error like that tonight, it's going to be a hotly contested ball game. I just don't see Brandon Murray lighting up the county center rims like he did that night. And if that's the case, I just can't see Tuckahoe getting untracked. Now, Ronnie Strand, the last game, scored 15 points. If he scores 15 points tonight, again, it's going to be a tight ball game.
Well, we're almost ready to get underway here at the County Center.
We're just going to sit back and enjoy. We're going to listen to Rich Leaf. He's going to bring you legendary Rich Leaf. He's been announcing games at the County Center for the last 23 years. He announced my name here, James, and I'm sure he announced yours. So Rich Leaf has been doing these games forever. And we'll have the starting lineups, the national anthem, and we'll be ready for basketball.
Semi-final features the Tigers of Tuckahoe High School and the Hastings High School Yellow Jackets. Introducing first the non-starters for Tuckahoe High School. Number 11, Stephen Ganello. Number 12, Matt Miller. Number 25, Jason Davis. Chris Coleman. Number 34, Jay Alexander. Number 35, Dave Fulvio. And now here are the non-starters for Hastings High School. Number 10, Michael Quinn. Number 11, Ethan Powers. Number 12, Ryan Malone. Number 13, Joe Speranza. Number 22, Dan Wolf. Number 31, Zach Brown. Number 34, Josh Snyder. And now, let's meet the starters for tonight's game. At one guard for Tuckahoe, 5'11" sophomore, number 21, Elliot Melendez. Forward for Hastings, 6'3" sophomore, number 20, Chris Strelja. At guard for Tuckahoe, 6-foot junior, number 23, Brandon Murray. Starting at center for Hastings, 6'3" senior, number 30, Joe Flaherty. At center for the Tigers, 6'3" sophomore, number 42, Mike Gates. At guard for Hastings, 6'1" senior, number 4, Dan Blake. At one forward for Tuckahoe, 6'4" junior, number 24, Ronnie Strand. At guard for Hastings, 6-foot senior, number 5, Jimmy Shagru. And at forward for Tuckahoe, 6'4" senior, number 55, Jamal Webb. And for Hastings at forward, 6'5" senior, number 21, George Strelja. Assistant coaches from Tuckahoe, Mr. Ernie Morris, Mr. Rodney Swain, Mr. Frank Coleman, and the head coach, Mr. Dennis Kirkland. Head coach for Hastings, Mr. Christopher Ward. Tonight's officials, Mr. James Robinson, Mr. John Trotta, standby official, Mr. David Tucker, 35-second clock operator, Mr. Jim Burkholz, official scorer, Mr. Steve Weiss, official timer, Mr. Donald Winter. Now, ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise? Tonight's national anthem will be sung by Miss Lily Thomas.
See by the dawn's early light
Okay, Mr. James Kennedy, we're ready for basketball. And last week, Lisa Ward, head coach Chris Ward's wife, told me that she didn't think there would be an empty, sold-out house. She thought there was going to be some empty seats. Boy, was she wrong, James. Every seat in this place is filled. There's a fanny in every seat, and we're ready for basketball.
Let me tell you, Keith, there's Hastings fans on both sides today of the gym here in the county center, which is very unusual, but they've come out in droves tonight.
Well, you know what? Chris Ward, he's used to this. He played major NAIA basketball. He played in front of 10, 15,000 fans every night when he was a player. As a coach, this is all brand new to him. You know, he's not used to this kind of atmosphere. He gets so excited, and he's such an excitable coach. He's going to be running up and down the floor. He's going to wear a path on the floor. He'll be going nuts, cheering the fans on, getting them going. But the key is they need to weather the storm. They need to come out and play yellow jacket basketball. They're in their yellow uniforms that they like. Joe Flaherty tells me that he plays big in front of big crowds.
Well, they're going to need that, Keith. Because Tuckahoe does have the size advantage, but Hastings certainly will have the quickness, the experience, and the undefeated season in their corner. But we're about ready to get underway. And then now with the opening tip-off.
It's going to be Jamal Webb versus Skrelja. Skrelja not lost a tap all year long. Let's see if Webb can break that string. Looked like Skrelja won it, but Melendez came away with it. So Melendez gets it to Webb right away, and he swings it across to Murray.
Hastings starting with a man-to-man defense already with a quick turnover.
And the crowd is electric already. We're at nearly jet airplane level decibels already.
Tuckahoe in a very laid-back diamond-in-one press, looking just to take some time off the shot clock.
They get the ball to George Skrelja. He's their man. No look pass. Tried to get to his brother Chris. And George getting a little fancy there early in the ball game, turned it over.
Well, both teams on their first possession with the turnover, a little jitters to start.
Hastings going to press you. They're going their full court trap. They're going to try and make it break it. Murray does, gets it to Melendez. He swings it across to Webb. His shot no good, but Strand comes down with the rebound, gives it up to Webb, and his first 2 points are good. Webb poked it away from Skrelja, but Flaherty there to pick it up, and he'll go to work. Skrelja back across to Segru, looking for something down the inside, and he's going to get back out and reset the offense. He runs Blake through and tries to pass it across the court to Skrelja. It's Chris, and it was no good.
Well, Tuckahoe's in a zone defense. They're going to make Hastings shoot from the outside. Okay, that's really the best way to stop Hastings. You got to make them make the outside shots. That's where Blake's got to come into play, make some shots so he opens up the inside for George Skrelja.
Tuckahoe breaks the Hastings press. They get across half court, and Melendez will start the offense. Swings it across to Murray, who goes baseline. Blocked by Skrelja. Nice job by George on help defense. He'll bring it across, try to operate against Webb. Nothing doing there, so he'll reset. Comes out for three, short. Rebound by Chris Skrelja, goes up. Blocked by Gates. Ahead to Ronnie Strand. And we're going to get a traveling call before the foul. To me, it looked like Ronnie Strand was an offensive foul on Blake, but he walked before the call.
Yeah, good call by the official. He was right on top of that. It was definitely a few steps before the contact was made.
George Skrelja drives down the middle of the lane. He gets fouled. And again, James, it's at that 2-minute mark, and it's only 2-0. I think that's a major factor here in these games. Normally, it's, there have been 8-10 points scored by both teams so far with 2 minutes to go.
Well, right now we're going to see a very key to the game is George Skrelja from the free throw line. That's been his Achilles heel all day. He's shooting too early in the game.
All year, I agree with you.
All year.
Yeah, and he's worked on that all season long. He takes 100 foul shots a day. And the frustrating thing about his foul shooting is every shot's right on the rim. It's not like anything's off or it's blatantly missed, but he'll put everything right on the rim, as evidence right there. Both shots hit the rim and went out, and Hastings comes away scoreless. Tuckahoe looking to get into their offense. Murray has it. Swings it across to Webb. Webb with the crossover. Drives into the lane with a spin move.
Great defense, but a great move by a great player there. 4-0 Tuckahoe. Tuckahoe sitting really in a 1-2-2 zone defense.
And again, Patience perimeter. Segru for the down with the rebound.
Foul on Jimmy Segru, his first, team's first. Tuckahoe's possession, 4:49 to go in the first quarter. Hastings yet to score.
Murray nails the three, and Coach Chris Ward might need a timeout here as Tuckahoe jumps up 10-0. And again, it's those early game jitters that are bothering Hastings. They haven't been able to settle down and play their game. And it looks like everything right now is going Tuckahoe's way. Skrelja gets it posting up, tries a spin move on Strand. Nothing there, so he'll kick it out for Blake for three. Segru takes the open three and nails it, and that's Hastings' first points of the game.
Well, all year long, Jimmy Segru has come up with some big baskets, most of which are late in the game, but right there was probably one of the biggest shots in this early part of the game. He got Hastings on the board.
To me, that's great defense by George Skrelja. He did an unbelievable job. And they're going to call the foul on Chris Skrelja coming in the lane late. To me, it looked like an offensive foul.
The problem with that attempt for a charge was that Chris did not have squared up position. He was a little bit to the side. Webb was able to squeeze in a little bit. It could have gone either way, but I don't think it was too bad of a call.
So Webb to the line for two. He comes up short on the first, and he's 0 for 1 for the line tonight.
Look for the offensive foul to be a key in this game. Webb likes to go to the hoop. Hastings is a very smart defensive team. You're going to see a few charges in this game.
Webb can't get that shooter's roll early, and Melendez looked like he went over the back of Flaherty. Flaherty doesn't get the call, so it's going to be Tuckahoe basketball. Melendez looks to inbound, tries to find Webb, can't do it, and they have to swing it all the way out to Murray at the top of the key. Murray looking to beat Blake off the dribble, goes off the backboard, and good for two.
Very gracious roll.
Everything going Tuckahoe's way so far tonight as they lead 12-3, 3:40 remaining in the first quarter. Skrelja gets the ball down low, looks to operate. Ronnie Strand, Mike Gates reached in, no foul call, and George couldn't get the shot off. Jamal Webb goes high off the glass for two, and Tuckahoe up 15-3.
Well, Coach Ward a little upset on the call, the no call down the other end. I have to agree with him. Skrelja went in for the drive, and he was really clipped hard on the arm. And I think Coach Ward has a legitimate gripe right there.
Definitely, Mike Gates reached in and definitely fouled him. And, there's no foul call on that end. But again, Hastings has to go back to doing what they do best. And that is getting the ball down deep to either Skrelja brothers or Flaherty, kick it back out for the open three, get George operating, getting him motion on the perimeter, getting him moving around, trying to flow to the ball and trying to create his own shot off the dribble, or have Flaherty offensive rebound and put the ball up and in.
Again, Tuckahoe with the full court, diamond and one. They're not really looking to get the steal, just looking to take some time off the shot clock. So they're going to drop back into their 1-2-2 zone defense.
Yeah, Segru walks the ball up the court, gets it across to Blake. Segru going to look to set the offense up on the left wing. He looks to dribble penetrate for Blake for the open three, nothing there. And he swings it across to Skrelja. George pulls back, looks for the three. No good, rebound, Chris Skrelja. And he's fouled on the play.
Well, George right now is just trying to make some things happen. They're not really doing any ball movement around the zone, so it's a little bit of a forced shot. Not a bad shot, because I think he's got to get himself going. They were fortunate to get the rebound and the foul and retain possession.
Ball gets all the way out to Blake near half court. He pulls down with it and swings it across. Chris Skrelja looks for three. Short, no good. Rebound by George Skrelja. He puts it up and in for two.
Well, right now, Hastings showing some tenacity on the offensive boards. And that's going to be a key to the game. Get some offensive boards, easy layups, and usually some fouls to go along with it.
Yeah, the officials right now are letting it get very physical underneath. They're just letting them play. Joe Flaherty and Ronnie Strand are battling for position underneath, and they're just letting it all go. Webb looking to operate on the outside against Skrelja. He dips inside, no good. Rebound Gates. He gets his own rebound, puts it up and good.
Both teams doing a great job on the offensive boards and getting some easy baskets.
So Tuckahoe leads 16-5. Segru blocked by Webb. And Tuckahoe comes down with it, and they're looking to break. Murray pulls up just inside the three-point line, no good. Rebound by Chris Skrelja. Blake gets it, kicks it back to George. George Skrelja looking to dunk it. He's fouled on the play, so he couldn't get the opportunity for the 2 points.
Great look by Jimmy Segru. Got the ball up. Blake was wide open. Looked to dish it back to George Skrelja for the big dunk, but he was fouled. He's got to go to the line. Once again, here we are. He's 0 for 2 so far. Hopefully they'll knock down these two.
He's just flicking the ball up now. He's just lost total confidence in his foul shots right now, so he's just throwing the ball high in the air. And George gets the shooter's roll, and now he's 1 for 4 from the line. Hastings with their full court press. They're going to try and trap you in the corners, try and create turnovers. Murray gets it across half court against Segru. And Melendez operating on Blake. The surface looks to be a little slippery right now, James, as everybody slips sliding around. Nice save by Murray, gets it across to Melendez. He gets it to Webb, who beats George baseline and hits it for 2.
Great defense by Hastings, but just a superior offensive play by Webb.
So it's been the Jamal Webb show so far, as he has 13 of the Tuckahoe 18 points, and George needs to get on track himself. He puts it up close to the glass, no good, and then commits a frustration foul. So far, some of the keys we talked about, James, they really haven't come into play. You know, Joe Flaherty hasn't had the opportunity to get many rebounds. And both Ronnie Strand and Gates haven't really been involved in the offense because it's been all Webb and Murray so far. Webb has the ball again at the key. He's looking to drive against Skrelja. He gets into the lane deep and hits for 2.
Well, Webb is a great player, and he's going to get by his first man. Hastings has to do a better job with the help defense and taking the charge, stepping in front of him.
Chris Skrelja open for 3. He comes up short, and the rebound goes to Murray. He's looking to run, gets it to Gate, gets it to Strand down low, and it's good for 2. So Tuckahoe with a 22-6 lead here. 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Blake hits for 2 just inside the line, and he nails it.
That was a big run by Tuckahoe, but Hastings did stop the play a little bit. Down by 14 with 10 seconds to go.
7 on the shot clock. Jamal Webb looked to operate by himself. George looking for the pick, nothing there. Webb takes it for three, no good, and that'll do it for first quarter action.
Well, Tuckahoe's come out flying. 22 points in the first quarter against Hastings 8. Very unusual game here. Tuckahoe, though, playing the form, very high-scoring team. Hastings just has not got on track yet. Jamal Webb really taking control of the game, playing like one of the top players in the county.
Jamal Webb's got 15 of the Tuckahoe 22 points. George Screlge is the guy checking to him, and I know George gets pumped up and fired up every time he gets to play Jamal because they play together on the Gauchos. They play together. George starts, Jamal comes off the bench. So you know Jamal's in his ear chirping, saying, I'm proving that I should get that starting nod over you. And, you know, George's all geeked up to play him. And so far, Jamal's had the better game. He's been taking it to George on the offensive end. Defensively, Ronnie Strand and Mike Gates combined, and they've been able to keep George out of the lane so far. And George has not been able to do his usual penetration where he gets dribble and operates so well inside the paint. The thing that separates George Screlge from the rest of the 6'6" players in the county is his ability to handle the basketball. And when he can dribble it so well and free himself up for so many easy looks, it makes it very easy for him to get those 2 points. He hasn't been able to do that so far tonight.
Tuckahoe's playing a nice zone defense. Last week against Dobbs Ferry, Dobbs played a good zone defense, but Hastings with the superior talent was able to overcome it. But they showed that they can stop Hastings a little bit or contain them. And Tuckahoe's doing a better job on his zone defense. Hastings can't find an answer to it.
Well, they're going to try and show their perimeter patience right now. And again, that quick pass by Segru, the ball goes out of bounds. So Hastings falls off their half-court trap.
Very smart move by Coach Ward. He's knowing that Webb is very difficult to cover man-to-man, so they go to the 1-3-1 zone defense and get a steal right away.
Segru gets it to Screlge. His shot's no good, and it looks like a football scrum down there going for the rebound. And they call it jump basketball. So it's going to be Tuckahoe ball as Hastings had possession to start the second quarter. And again, Hastings did a nice job defensively, but couldn't capitalize. Nat Miller in the game for Tuckahoe. He checked in for Melendez. Webb's shot was no good, and they're going to call Gates for the foul.
Very, again, smart move by Coach Ward. Webb has been penetrating the whole first quarter. Very difficult to cover man-to-man. They go to the 1-3-1. They've had 2 very good stops. And now they just have to convert on the offensive end.
Well, Tuckahoe's gone to their bench. They have Dave Falvio in the game. He just checked in for Gates. And they got Nat Miller in for Melendez. So let's see if Hastings' starting 5 can capitalize on Tuckahoe using their 6th and 7th players off the bench. Segru looks to penetrate. He gets it down deep, gives it up to Screlge. His shot no good. And he gets fouled on the play.
He did get fouled, but that's a basket that he's got to make, even with the foul. That's 2 points plus a shot. Instead he's going for two from the line, and in his head, you never know what's going to happen with these foul shots.
Screlge 1 for 4 from the line tonight. He's got 3 points on the evening. That shot no good, and that's off the rim. Hastings trails 22-8, 6:58 remaining in the first half. George Screlge on the second shot. That one's good. So he's 2 for 5 on the evening. And Hastings looking to put a half-court trap on. Chris Screlge at the point of that trap. They lob it over the top to Webb. Webb swings a skip pass to Murray for 3. That shot no good. Rebound by Flaherty. He kicks it across to Blake. Blake doesn't have the numbers, so he'll pull it back for 3, and he nails it.
The 1-3-1 defense is working. They're not going to look to trap in the upper part of the half court. They're going to look to trap in the corners. So don't look for a trap in the near the half court, but rather in the corners here.
Well, so far, Hastings not playing the defense they're normally playing. And Tuckahoe's getting an open look. Flaherty with another rebound, and Segru looks to push it. He doesn't have the numbers, so he'll bring it back. But Hastings now only trails by 10, 22-12. 6:04 remaining in the first half. Segru operating. They get it to George. He kicks it back out to Chris for the three. That shot no good. Rebound by Murray. Tuckahoe with numbers. They'll run Miller for the layup. Nice defense by Segru. And it might have been off the Tuckahoe player, but the officials were shielded, so they're going to give the ball to Tuckahoe.
Yes.
Melendez checks in for Murray.
Great smart play by Jimmy. He didn't try to he was too late to take the charge, so he just tried to cut right in front, swap the ball out, did a great job there. Once again, Hastings staying in the 1-3-1 defense.
Webb looking to inbound. Tough defense by Hastings, almost forced a turnover, but Miller ends up getting it. He gets it right back to Webb. He's looking to operate on Strelja. Elevates over Flaherty. Rebound by Strand. And again, here's what we talked about. If Ronnie Strand and Mike Gates come down with these rebounds, it's going to be a long night for Hastings.
Well, Jimmy Segru making a very valid point to the ref, and I think the ref knew he missed the call. Webb put his shoulder into Flaherty and got away with an offensive foul. Look for that next time where the call might be made.
And Jamal Webb loves to drive that lane. That's a big part of his game. Flipping, dipping, and spinning in the middle of the lane, trying to get free for the open look.
Okay, Clyde.
So he might have to take that away from him. Segru swings it across to Blake. He ball fakes, kicks it back out to Segru. Hastings swinging around the offense. And George Strelja being constantly double and triple teamed. They got him one-on-one with Strand right now, but Webb does a good job defensively, so they can't get him the ball. Now they get it to him, and Falvio comes from the backside and absolutely hacks Strelja.
It's obvious what Hastings wants to do. They want to get the ball down to George. Okay, now they're doing great movement. They're moving the ball so they can get better angles for the pass down. Jimmy was very patient, got the angle, got over, and Tucker was just late to come back on the help.
So Segru to inbound it. Blake looked like they had the open three, but I think Melendez run out and discouraged him from taking it. And they finally get it down low to George. Webb reaches in and knocks it away. And if they're not going to get that foul call, there's no way George Strelja can do play his normal game. He's getting hacked and they're not calling it. Blake for three. No good. Chris Strelja manages to kick the ball out. And the official was right there with the call. Said Danny Blake knocked it out of bounds as opposed to going off Miller. And it's going to be Tuckahoe basketball.
I think he missed that one. That went right. I mean, Danny Blake purposely slapped it into the Tuckahoe's hands. There have been a couple questionable calls so far this first half, but again, you got to live with that. That happens in games, and Hastings is too good of a team to let that happen. Let that affect them.
If these officials are going to allow such physical play down low, this is going to be a long night for the Hastings Yellow Jackets, because a big part of their game is having George Strelja dribble penetrate, get down into the lane tight, and convert for those easy two, or if he misses, Flaherty comes to the backside with the offensive rebounds. You just saw Jamal Webb, that last play, reach in and hack into Strelja. And if they're going to say he's getting all ball on that, where 9 times out of 10 they're going to call a reach-in foul on that.
Well, one way to counter that is that they're going to have to get the ball down to George, and he's going to have to do his pivoting without the dribble. Because once he dribbles, there's going to be a lot of hand swiping.
Melendez beats Chris Strelja, gets it to Strand. His shot's good for 2.
Well, that's the first basket by Tuckahoe this half. The 1-3-1 defense has been quite effective, but Hastings is not putting too much of a dent into their deficit.
They haven't been able to capitalize on a lot of the opportunities they've had to score offensive buckets, James. They were shooting horrendous here in the first half. Strelja looking to post up. Segru for the open three. A little flat, no good. Rebound by Chris Strelja, and they finally get that foul call we've been trying to get all game long.
Well, Hastings is a very aggressive offensive rebounding team, and I think as you see as the game's going to wear on, you're going to see more and more offensive boards and more swiping by Tuckahoe. Hastings is a very well-conditioned team. So there's no time to panic for Hastings. Yes, they're down by 12, but they're already to the line for the remainder of this half.
Well, Jamal Webb is still outscoring Hastings. It's 15-12. Webb to Hastings. And Hastings trails by 12. Chris Skrelja no good in the front end of the 1-and-1. Webb comes down with the rebound. Strand looking to operate in the middle, kicks it back out to Webb. Webb looking to go baseline, spins back to the middle, and it's blocked by Skrelja. They're going to call the foul on Jimmy Segru, and the thing is, Tuckahoe's getting the calls offensively and defensively. They're not getting called for fouls when they're on defense, and they are getting the fouls called on Hastings when they're on offense.
Well, Hastings is playing tough deep, but the poor shots by Tuckahoe are then being rebounded by the other 4 players. So Hastings has to do a better job on the defensive boards.
Jamal Webb with the ball, and obviously that's the game plan. Get the ball to Jamal Webb, let him dribble, penetrate, or create opportunities for his teammates. As you can see, Hastings doing a great job defensively on everybody but Webb. Webb's looking to set the offense, calls out motion low. He'll swing it to Murray for the open 3. That's short. And rebound by George Skrelja. George looking to break. Going with the left in the middle of the lane, puts it up. And he's called for an offensive foul.
Now, I have to disagree with that call. There was absolutely no setting of the feet. George's shoulders did not go down. Very poor call by the officials.
So Webb looking to operate on the offensive end, gets free for the open look. And he nails it for 2. So the Jamal Webb show is in full effect here as Tuckahoe is taking a commanding 26-12 lead. 2:45 remaining in the first half. Skrelja operates down low and finally gets a foul called on him when he gets triple teamed down in the post.
Well, you're going to see a lot of this the rest of the game. They're going to get the ball to George. They're going to swipe. They're going to get the fouls. George is going to have to make some free throws from the line.
And again, James, you've been coaching this game a long time. And often when you triple team a player in the post after he's gotten the ball, a foul is sure to occur. If you could triple team a guy and deny him the ball in the post, that's another story. But after he catches it down low so deep, 6 hands around the ball, invariably somebody's going to put a hand on an arm, and you're going to get a foul called on him. Skrelja hits 1 of 2, and Tuckahoe has doubled up Hastings 26-13. Strand gets free for the open look. Skrelja blocks it, but Murray comes back for the open 2. Hastings looking to run their offense. They have yet to solve this Tuckahoe zone. Blake takes the shot, and he's fouled afterwards by Strand. And Hastings is finally getting some calls on their end. I think the way to break this tough zone is you got to get Jimmy Segru and Danny Blake hitting threes from the outside. If they can drain a couple of bombs, get their offense working from the outside in this game, normally they work it from the inside out. Obviously, that hasn't worked so far. Blake just anxious he pushed that one.
Well, normally, good jump shooting will beat a zone. But more importantly, we need some dribble penetration by Jimmy Segru.
Blake misses both, and Webb comes down with the rebound. Ronnie Strand missed it down low. It looked like he walked before. No call, and Skrelja comes down with the rebound. There's Segru looking to dribble penetrate. He gets it to Flaherty. How Flaherty isn't fouled by Webb, I'll never know. I mean, Joe Flaherty's a big guy, and he went flying. No foul called. They finally found the call. No foul called. They finally made the call. Well, on, I believe, that was Strand. Nope, that was Falvio, his 4th. Dave Favio, a man after my own heart, checks in the game for 5 minutes, picks up 4 fouls, just like I used to do.
Oh, Hastings finally hits a foul shot. Cut the lead, 28-14, minute 57 to go. Hastings now looking to get the lead down to single digits before the half, and they'll be in good shape.
So Flaherty gets the shooter's roll and nails both. 28-15, Tuckahoe on top. Melendez looking to break the press. Nice defense by Flaherty. And it'll be Tuckahoe basketball after the deflection by Joe.
Tuckahoe's doing a very good job breaking the press, and Hastings doing a very good job rotating back for that final deflection at the end.
Murray had the open shot, decided to pass it up, and he'll get it out to the main man, Webb. Webb looking to operate on Blake. Doesn't take the shot. Murray's shot no good. And they're going to call the foul on Flaherty. And again, the officiating just has not gone Hastings' way so far tonight. Chris Coleman had checked into the ball game, but now Steve Ganello's in, and Tuckahoe going deep into their bench. Melendez on the line. His first shot no good on the 1-and-1, and Skrelja comes down with the rebound. Segru looking to push. He'll bring it up. George Skrelja operating on the wing, trying to get it to Chris. They finally get it to Skrelja. He looks to operate on Strand. He gets it up and in. No good. Rebound by Webb. And if they can't call the foul on that, I don't know what foul they're going to call. I mean, James, explain to me how Ronnie Strand didn't foul Chris Skrelja right there.
There's a lot of shoving going on down there, and it just seems like the calls are just not going Hastings'
These officials are letting the game get way too physical on one end of the floor and not the other. So Segru looking to bring it up on that passive trap. He swings it across to Blake. Back to Segru. George Skrelja looking to flash post. Nothing there. Blake for the open three. No good. Draw it. Nice dribble penetration by Segru. That's what they've been looking to do all game, and Flaherty converts for 2.
That's the key to breaking the zone defense. Jimmy has to penetrate. The jump shot might not always be there, but dribble penetration is the key.
Steve Ganello called timeout before we can get a 5-second call.
Coach Ward would be even more concerned with the traveling that was going on. But Hastings' defense is getting sharper right now. The lead is 11. There's 33 seconds to go. What we have to have here is just Hastings not panicking. Hastings is the better team here, and they will eventually chip away at this lead. Let me tell you something, Keith. This reminds me of a game back in '87. Team that I was on, we played Hamilton, a much more physical team than us. Halftime down by 15. We knew we could play with them. We came out, we chipped away at the lead and came out with the victory. It's been a very physical game. 17 total fouls combined. Hastings down by 11. Tuckahoe has 22 seconds to go on the shot clock. Hastings is going to get one more possession. They hold them here. Get a bucket, they go into halftime down by 9.
Well, that's the key. I mean, I think there's nothing you can do about the officiating. I know I've been a victim of it myself so far in the first half, crying about every call. But you just have to play the game. And I know it's very difficult, but if you got to play 5-on-7, well, you play 5-on-7. They just have to play the game they've been playing. And again, they did a good job shutting Jamal Webb out this second quarter. And they just have to keep playing good defense on him. Webb looking to do everything himself. Gets the open look, and it's no good. And again, if Jamal Webb wants to elevate from 15 feet over the Hastings guards and take that kind of shot, you just have to give it to him.
Hastings bring it up. Shot clock's off. 15 seconds to go and a half.
Segura dribble penetrates, gets to the Flaherty. And they throw an offensive foul on Jimmy Segura.
Well, the referee's claiming the ball left his hand, and then he made the contact, so that is a 1-on-1. It's out of player control.
They're saying it was after he passed the ball off, then he ran into the player.
You go, Jamal!
So it'll be a 1-and-1. So Jamal Webb on the line for 1-and-1. 7 seconds left in the half.
Jimmy Segura picked up his 3rd foul.
So Webb nails the first. He's 1 for 3 from the line tonight.
Do it again, Jamal! Do it again! All day, all day!
Webb's second is good. And it's 30-17. Tuckahoe on top. It's good if it goes. No good. And that'll do it for first half action. Tina, tape the cheerleaders.